Hey, Chris, do you know where my bag is? The black one? I left it in the room with everything else of mine, but it's not here anymore.
What? I don't know anything about that black bag. Are you sure you didn't put it somewhere else that you're not remembering?
So you have no clue? Then what is this?
Huh? What is that? That's a photo of Rebecca.
That's right. And this is a photo that your ex-girlfriend had posted on her Instagram of herself. She wrote on it that this was a present from her friend, and she just loves it.
Have you been stalking Rebecca's Instagram or something? You need to stop doing something like that right now.
I wasn't stalking her, as she sent me this picture herself for no good reason. So what's that bag doing in this picture with her? Because that happens to be the black bag that I've been looking for. Are you really sure that you don't remember what happened to it?
I told you I don't know. Are you sure that she just doesn't happen to have the exact same bag as you?
You think she'd have the same bag as me? Well, I guess this all could just be one really big coincidence, right? Which is crazy because even the keychain that's on that bag happens to be the exact same one I had on it. You remember that one? It was the heart-shaped keychain that I got with my friend when we both went on vacation together.
Are you kidding me?
I'm the one that should be saying that, Chris. So we've come to the conclusion that this was all you're doing then? Hey, what the heck were you thinking? Taking something of mine like one of my bags and giving it to your ex-girlfriend as a present?
Well, she happened to take a look at your Instagram and told me that she wanted a bag just like yours. But you know me, I don't give a crap about bags. I had no clue where to buy a bag just like yours, right?
So that's your frickin' reason for stealing my bag and giving it to her? I'm not going to take an excuse like that for an answer.
Come on, you haven't even been using that black very much recently. I just assumed you didn't need it anymore.
It's not your decision to choose whether I still need something or not when it's my expensive bag. It was my bag, so I'm the only one that gets to choose what I want to do with it. And it's not just that that's a problem here, but also the fact that you took that out of my pile of things without telling me. And to top all this off, you tried lying to me saying you had no clue what happened to the bag, which has really ticked me off now. And all of this was done for one of the stupidest people possible, your ex. Why are you even talking with her anymore? You told me before that you and her had broken up a long time ago and you're engaged to me now.
I get that Rebecca is my ex, but she also happens to be a longtime friend of mine, so she's like a little sister to me. It's not my fault that I wanted to treat her to something she wanted, right?
You're telling me it's not your fault that you went and stole something of mine? Now listen to me, Chris. You need to start thinking about letting things go altogether with that woman. I understand that she's a longtime friend of yours, but she is also your ex, and you have a fiance now, right? If you really viewed her as your little sister, then why did you date her? What is it with you wanting to give her anything she asks for all the time? You and I will be on dates together, and when she calls for you, you run off towards her. We even make plans to do something months in advance, and you'll cancel them to go out with her. I get that she was a good friend to you before you started to date, but could you stop all of this?
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you that there is nothing between her and I. I won't do anything like this anymore now, so just give all this up for me.
You've told me this plenty of times now about her, saying you won't do anything anymore. I think I've heard it over 10 times now, actually. If this does happen again, I will seriously not forgive you for it.
All right.
And as for my bag, I want you to get that back from her. I actually happen to really love that bag and use it more than you think.
What? You want me to get it back from her?
Of course you! You're the one that stole it from me and gave it to her.
Really? But after giving her something not too long ago and asking her to give it back so soon, that's a little wrong, don't you think? Don't you feel a little bad for her? I'll get you a new black bag, all right, Wanda? Just give up on that bag for me, please.
Huh? Why do I have to be the one to give up and walk away from all of this without any of my things? Don't you feel bad for me since you stole my dang bag? I loved that bag a lot, and I will not love any other bag like I loved that one. Go get that bag from her right now.
All right.
Wanda, I'm so sorry. I heard all about your black bag from Chris. I never knew that this bag happened to be your bag. I didn't know a thing about that, all right? Okay. If you had no idea that the bag he gave you was mine, then there's no use in getting upset with you about it. I just got a text from him, though, saying that he got it back from you now, so there's no worries between you and I. Well, if that's the case, that's fine. But hey, I just wanted to let you know not to get upset with Chris, okay? Huh? Well, he told me that you were really upset with him about this, and that seemed to really crush his spirits is all. I told him before when looking at that picture of you with the bag that I really liked it. And I guess he just really wanted to give that same bag to me as a present. I don't think he meant anything bad by giving me your bag. So, can you please stop yelling at him for something he thought was okay? I see. Well, for the time being, things are fine because he got my bag back from you. But the reason for me getting that upset with him is because he should know better than to steal other people's things like that. But you shouldn't be getting so upset that you start coming off rude, right? That's not good for anyone in the end. If you keep griping with him over something like this after today, you guys will soon lose the happiness you both share. And to be honest, it's not cute at all of you to be that upset with him. That's a good point. Well, I'll be a little more careful next time. Now, let me just tell you something now that we're talking. You'd better be careful around him yourself. As of right now, Chris thinks of you as his little sister, and that's his reason for wanting to be around you all the time and treat you. But if things like this keep happening, I'm not going to be a happy camper at all. We are planning to get married soon, so could you please think about distancing yourself a little from us? He's thought of me that way? I'm so sorry. He and I have been together ever since preschool, so that's probably why he sees me that way. Even I feel as though he's like my older brother or something. And when he and I dated for a little while, things really felt that way all the time. And to him, he thinks of you as someone like his mom. He said that when you get mad at him, it's exactly like his own mom getting mad. Is that right? Well, anyway, just make sure that you keep a little bit more distance from now on so that we can all be happy. Sounds good. See you again. I can't believe I was stupid enough to forgive you after that last incident with my dang bag. I cannot believe any of this now. I am done with all this.
What's wrong, Wanda? I told you today that I had a little get-together after work, for work, and that you shouldn't try talking to me during it. Did you not remember me telling you any of that before?
What is it with you right now, that attitude you have? Are you drunk or something?
I'm not drunk. I just happen to have 5, maybe 6 drinks is all.
You're freaking drunk then. Well, who cares? Now, you tell me right now what's going on with this.
Huh? What's that a picture of?
I'm sure it's a little hard to tell by just the hand, but this is a picture that Rebecca just posted on Instagram. And when it comes to that ring on her finger, you happen to know about it, right? Here's a little hint, by the way. My engagement ring has been missing since this morning when I've woken up.
That. I happened to give Rebecca that engagement ring.
Why?
Well, Rebecca had been telling me lately that she wanted a ring to go with some clothing she bought recently. And the ring I gave to you happened to be perfect for her. So that's a pretty good thing, right?
I think so.
But I happened to forget about this thing called ring size. Your fingers are huge compared to hers, like hands from a gorilla or something. So I had a jeweler go and cut the ring, and then shrink it to her size.
What?
You're a lot fatter than Rebecca, I guess. I laughed my butt out when I thought about that.
You really must be drunk to be okay saying all of this in front of me. Stealing my ring from me and all?
I'll get you a wedding ring here soon, so who cares about that engagement ring, right? You won't be wearing that engagement ring anymore after that. So it's totally fine for Rebecca to have it, right? And since she's not a freaking fatty like you, she looks a lot better wearing it. Same with that black bag of yours I gave to her before. She looked a lot better carrying it around.
The fact that you've given your ex-girlfriend the engagement ring you gave to me even shows that something is very wrong with you. Just letting this go over like all those other things is not going to teach you anything. I'm not forgiving you this time.
What?
Take a look at this first. That woman put this picture on her Instagram a few days ago. 3, to be exact. And she commented that this picture was from her bachelorette party at a hotel. There are even more pictures of her there in a hotel room drinking lots of alcohol.
And what's that got to do with me?
Take a really good look at this picture, please. I want you to look in the mirror that's placed in the background.
The mirror? Ah!
Why the hell are you in that mirror's reflection? And why are you in it only in your frickin' underwear?
No, wait! That's not what you think! This is all a total misunderstanding. That's not even me!
What? That's not you standing there pretty much nude? I guess I'll have to go and ask some other friends of yours who they think is in that mirror. Maybe I'll even try asking your mom and dad about who this might be.
No, wait a second! You have this all very wrong. You seriously have all of this wrong. I already told you that there is nothing between her and I, right?
I wonder if you're really being honest with me when I have a picture like this as proof. You were at a hotel with a woman who is not even your girlfriend anymore, yet you had most of all your clothing off? Also, on this day, you told me you had to stay late for work because of overtime, right? All of the information is still saved in our texts, right? From that day? You've once again lied to me and gone out with her. Who the hell is going to believe there is nothing going on between you both now?
I'm telling you that you really have every single thing about this wrong. During that time, rain! There was a lot of rain. To get out of the rain, I went into the hotel and took all my clothes off to let them dry. And I just happened to run into Rebecca at the hotel where she allowed me to do that in her room.
What? Is that right?
That post she made on her Instagram must have been a stupid mistake on her part. She's just playing around is all. There's seriously nothing going on between us. Honestly.
So this is all in my head then? You think I'd say something like that about this? When you've been cheating on me with that woman this whole dang time?
Huh?
You thought this was the only picture I had as evidence of you both still being together? Ever since you started to get real close to her again, I've been on your trail. I even asked a professional to help me out. You've even gone over to her house to be with her and have some fun, huh? That pro made sure to take lots of videos and pictures for me. All of you being around Rebecca and doing all sorts of things with her.
What? You're lying.
What the hell was that about her being like your little sister again? You tell me you want to do things like that to your little sister? Frickin' gross. Makes me want to call the police on you for thinking something like that.
Wait, just hear me out, all right? I have something I really want to tell you about. So please, listen to me.
You don't have to be that freaked out about all this, all right? I'll let you explain why you did all of this to me right now. But of course, right after that, we'll be talking about you paying me an out-of-court settlement, okay?
Please just wait a second. I'll go and get that ring back from her right now. So please just listen to everything I have to say to you about this.
I don't need that ring anymore. It's not my size anyway. Just throw it in the trash or something for me now.
What?
I'm heading back to my parents' house. When I call for you to come over, you come. I want you to hear the full reality of all this in person while my parents watch. Rebecca! Good evening. No, I have nothing to do with him. So he's already told you about what's coming then? Well, then I don't need to explain all of this to you now. Was it fun for you? Going out with your ex behind his fiance's back and taking all her things? And texting me about all of this like you had no connections to what he was doing to you? Was that fun? I never meant for things to end up this way. He was hiding everything from me this whole time. I never actually thought he'd give me your engagement ring to match my clothing. All right, you can stop it with all the bullcrap now. You both must have been laughing about me while together all this time, right? Man, I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. I got a lot of photos of you both together, but I really wished I would have gotten more. Funny that you still went ahead and did all of this after that last warning I gave you, right? What was it that I said? Something about staying the hell away from us? But I never knew about all of this going on. Go ahead and tell me you never knew. That's a good one. Do your parents know about this? That you have yourself a sugar daddy? Huh? Wait, what? What are you talking about? I'm talking about that anonymous account you have online. When I heard from my friend about it, I knew exactly who she was in all those pictures. You have that account to hide your life with Chris from everyone else, right? You happened to even post a picture of you with my black bag on it, bragging about how Chris gave it to you, right? Remember that comment that said you thought you got a new brand bag, but it's secondhand? Well, that was me saying that. Anyway, this is how I found out about you having your sugar daddy. I really want to tell your parents about this right now. About you and Chris and everything that's come with it. Stop that! Please, don't do that. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. When you're posting things like this online, you need to be more careful about what's in the photos and when you take them. We live in a world where anything you put online can be seen by everyone, no matter how hard you try to hide it. This has all been a good learning point for you, right? I'll ask for your payment for this later on another day, all right? You'll be coming to pay it off, right? If you don't pay me, I'm going to tell everyone you know about this sugar daddy account. You're not getting away from me. After that day, I happened to get a load of messages from both Chris and Rebecca asking to talk things through. But I was sick and tired of looking at all the stupid excuses they both had for the crap they've been pulling, so I just left them both on red. In the middle of the night, I went over to Chris's place while he was with Rebecca and grabbed all my things to take back to my parents' house. And a few days after that, myself, Chris, and Rebecca, my parents as well as Chris's parents, all got together to talk. I laid out all the pictures that I had of those two and started the long story of explaining everything that had happened. Chris's parents became ghostly white while I explained everything, and I almost felt bad for the both of them because they didn't seem to have a sense of anything anymore. When I finished my explanation, I told everyone that due to Chris cheating on me while we've been engaged, I would like $22,000 from the both of them. And after all of that was finished with, Chris's parents went and took him back to their house as he cried, and my parents asked that Rebecca leave and never come back. Later, Rebecca's parents were told about what happened, and soon both Chris and Rebecca were disowned by their parents. And not only did they lose their parents, but most of their friends and coworkers found out about what had happened and started to lose them one by one as well. As of right now, those two are pretty much left with nothing and look as though they're never going to smile again. Chris has gone and brought Rebecca into his home, where they both live and never come out as often as they used to. I hope that the way I acted this time towards the both of them treating me like crap will make them regret everything. And I think with the money I've received from the settlement, I'm going to take a vacation somewhere relaxing. I'm already in the works of planning the trip out, and I want to make sure I have as much fun as I can knowing these two are living the worst days of their lives. Maybe I'll even find myself a new man on this trip. I am so looking forward to this. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Isaac, I'm sorry to tell you like this, but I want to break off our engagement.
What? First you didn't come home last night without even messaging me about what you were doing, and now this? What happened? Was it something I did?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with you. Well, actually, yeah, I guess it kinda does.
What is it, Melissa? Let's calm down for a minute and talk things over, okay?
I found a guy who's better for me than you are.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, super serious. Oh, Isaac, sure, you're working for a pretty good company, making a pretty good salary and are all around a pretty good guy. But compared to Mitch? So yeah, I decided that the best thing for me would be to break up with you and marry Mitch.
Mitch?
I would say you're better off not knowing about him, but since it might actually be a chance for you to do some self-improvement, let me tell you all about what a dream he is. He took over an entire IT company from his dad 3 years ago, and all the tech magazines are calling him the rising star of the industry.
I see.
So anyway, moving right along, I know this will probably be difficult for you, so I'll get my rich new fiance Mitch to give you some money as a compensation for me breaking off the engagement. Go ahead and name your price. He can pay it with no trouble.
No, let's not just move right along with this conversation. We need to talk about this in person, Melissa. Our parents have already met. Our wedding plans are underway. We're not some high school couple who can just break up by text. What are you thinking?
Oh, come on. Don't go getting all sentimental on me, Isaac. We're not legally married yet, and we still haven't put down the deposit on the wedding venue, so what's the big deal? And like I said, Mitch will give you some money as an apology. Let's both be grown-ups here and agree to amicably part ways, okay? Oh, and by the way, I already have all of my important things moved out, so I won't be coming back to the apartment.
Melissa, you can't do this. Come on. Let's meet up and talk things over. Please?
No thanks, bye-bye.
Hey, Mitch. Sorry to message you out of the blue like this. There's something very important I need to talk to you about as soon as possible. So please message me back once you see this. Oh, hey there, Isaac. Wow, I think the last time I talked with you was at my going away party at the office 4 years ago. How have you been? Sorry, Mitch. As much as I'd like to, I don't have time to catch up with you right now. Oh, wow. You sound like it's something serious. What's up? I'm going to get right to the point. Do you know a woman named Melissa? Melissa? No, I can't say I know of any woman named Melissa. Well, I know of a few, but none I would consider close acquaintances. Why do you ask? Well, it's my fiance. Oh, awesome! You getting married? Congratulations! Well, I was getting married. She just broke up with me. Huh? Wow. Well, I'm very sorry to hear about that. Did you want someone to talk to about that? No, I'm not looking for a counseling session. All right. Well, then how exactly does this concern me? Melissa said the reason she was breaking up with me was because she's getting married to Mitch. That is, you? What? Hold on just 1 second. I do have a girlfriend, but her name's definitely not Melissa. And like I said, I don't even know any Melissa personally either. So whoever she's talking about, it isn't me. Okay. Yeah, I had a suspicion you'd say that. Would you mind telling me more? Why is your fiance all of a sudden going around telling you she's getting married to me? It's a really long story. Do you think we could meet up in person in the next few days? If you want, we can meet somewhere close to your place. Yeah, that would probably be for the best. I'd like to figure out exactly what is going on here before it gets out of hand. Thanks, Mitch. I really appreciate it. Can you come to my apartment? It's right across from the station on 4th Avenue. 4th Avenue? The last I remember, you were living on North Main. Yeah, I was. But due to certain circumstances, I had to move. I actually just moved in here a few weeks ago. Certain circumstances, you say? I don't know if it has anything to do with what's going on with your fiance, but if there's no point in hiding it, I'll tell you about it when you actually get here. Actually, could you come over today? I just so happen to have the rest of the day off. Wow, that's perfect. I had the day off today too. Awesome. As long as you're coming over, I can introduce you to my girlfriend who's just moved in with me. Let me know when you get close. I'll go out to the street to wait for you. Thanks. I'll let you know.
Hey again, Isaac. Just so you don't get any ideas in your head about the two of us getting back together, I thought I should let you know that Isaac and I just got married. It might seem sudden, but we were so desperate to finally be together. I hope you don't get too beat up about it. Not that I really care anymore. Mitch is way hotter than you, and he's filthy stinking rich. I feel like the luckiest woman in the world to have landed such a catch. It's too bad things didn't work out between us, Isaac. Maybe if you had a little more ambition, we could have really had something special. So yeah, that's all. If you see us on the street, pretend you don't know me, okay?
Hello, Melissa. Thanks for the report. For the record, I have absolutely zero interest in getting back together with you. But there's one last thing I'd like to confirm before we part ways forever.
Fine. What do you want? This had better not to be anything stupid like, did you ever really love me, or is there really nothing I can do to get you to stay, or something. Go ahead, ask your question, but make it quick so I can get back to the newly-wed life with Mitch.
Are you at Mitch's apartment right now?
That's it? Weird question, but yeah, I am. I've been gradually moving my stuff into his apartment over the last few weeks, ever since he proposed to me. Somebody pinch me. I must be dreaming. I'm the wife of a wealthy and powerful CEO living on the top floor of a luxury apartment building. I can't imagine how anyone could live with less than this.
About that apartment. By any chance, are you in a high-rise apartment building on North Main? Room number 7501?
What the? That's super duper creepy. How do you know that?
I guess you didn't know this, but Mitch and I happen to be acquainted.
Really?
Yeah. We used to work at the same company for a while. His department and mine worked together frequently. So I ran into him quite often up until he left to take over his dad's company.
Oh, well, small world, I guess. Whatever, just don't forget that even though you might be old friends with my new husband, he's way more of a man than you'll ever be. So don't even think about trying to talk to him, got it?
There is just one more thing I'd like you to know.
Get over yourself. I don't care about anything you have to say.
I don't know. It seems like you would be pretty interested in hearing that Mitch moved out of that apartment 2 weeks ago.
What?
And he's also dating a woman who isn't you.
Seriously, Isaac, grow up. I get it. You're a sore loser because I broke up with you to be with a better man, but that doesn't give you the right to make up bizarre lies about my new husband. It's over and we're never getting back together. Give it up.
I'm not lying. I just heard about all of this from Mitch himself. He just introduced me to his girlfriend, who moved in with him.
What are you talking about?
I'm also in the same room as Mitch and his girlfriend right now. We're in his new apartment, the one he moved into 2 weeks ago.
Isaac, the lie has gone too far enough. Are you this desperate to get back together with me? Well, it's not going to work. No amount of lies from your mouth will ever break me and Mitch apart.
You said you just got married to Mitch, right? Send me a picture of him.
Fine, here he is. There, is that enough for you? Now, will you finally accept that Mitch and I are together?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is, yikes.
What?
Oh my god. I can't believe this. That is not Mitch.
What? Yes, it is.
I mean, sure. I guess they do look alike, but that's not Mitch.
Yes, it is.
No, that's Mitch's younger brother, Mike.
What? His younger brother?
Ask him yourself.
Fine, you wait right there. Well, I just asked him and it was Mike.
Told you so. Seriously though, how did you not realize that?
Well, I heard he goes by his initials MCs, so I always just called him that.
Well, they do both have the same initials. But that was quite the colossal mistake on your part. You never even called him by his full name?
When I first saw Mitch, he was being interviewed on a news program for a local TV station. He was so handsome and confident. I fell absolutely head over heels for him. I want to get closer to him somehow, so I started looking all over for his information and eventually found his address. I pretended to be an old classmate of his wanting to catch up. Then once we started dating for real, I was like, oh, oops, I guess I was wrong about you being my old classmate. Oh, well, and we just kept seeing each other.
That's kind of marriage fraud, you know?
But as long as he wanted to marry me, so what? I knew that I wanted to marry him.
Such a shame you had this realization while you were engaged to me.
I left all the marriage paperwork to him. I just signed my name on the places he showed me. I guess I never thought to look at what he wrote for his own name. And I mean, they have basically the same face.
Yeah, they were only born a year apart, so they've been mistaken for twins a bunch of times throughout their lives. But there are some distinct differences between the two of them, and once you figure out what their particular features are, it gets pretty easy to tell who is who.
I don't believe this is happening. But Mitch did live in this apartment, right? I didn't get that wrong, did I? When did Mike start living here, and why?
Apparently, it all started about 6 months ago when Mike started living in Mitch's old apartment. Mike had to leave his own place for some reason, and Mitch allowed Mike to stay with him until he settled on a new place. It was only supposed to be for a few weeks or so, but Mike kept coming up with some more and more excuses, and before he knew it, a year had gone by and he was still living there. Furthermore, Mitch figured out that Mike had been bringing a woman into the house while he was out of town on business. Mitch got tired of dealing with it, so 2 weeks ago he left Mike to take care of the old apartment and moved into a new one with his girlfriend.
Wait, so you're saying that I can keep on living with Mike in this incredible high-rise apartment? Awesome! This place is incredible. Maybe being Mike's wife won't be so bad after all. I guess I'll stay with him then.
Well, I'm glad to hear you decided to stay true to your husband. Boy, it sure is a shame you broke up with me. That's a real bummer. How will I ever recover?
Huh, you can cut the sarcasm. I know you're devastated. Killer apartment, then that means that he's still a better man than you, even if he's not as much of a man as Mitch.
If
you'll excuse me, I think I'll go and cuddle with my new husband. So, what if we got together through a misunderstanding? Our love for each other is the real thing.
Mike's actually unemployed.
Huh?
Yeah, that's the reason he had to leave his old apartment. He got fired from his job and moved in with Mitch until he got back on his feet, which he never did. Are you sure you're okay with a husband like that?
Is that true?
Oh, and one other thing. He's being evicted from that apartment in 2 days because he can't pay this month's rent. So I wouldn't go getting too comfortable if I were you.
In 2 days? 2 days? Hey again, Isaac. So I'm gonna come back to your place tomorrow, okay?
Huh?
Yeah, I changed my mind about breaking up with you. I realized you actually are a pretty good guy, so we can get married after all.
No thanks.
No thanks?
Yep. Breaking up with you is definitely the right choice.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Mike and I just got divorced.
You think that's the only issue here? I have no interest in marrying you anymore.
But why?
Do I really need to explain myself?
Yeah, I don't get it at all. What's your problem?
You cheated on me for 3 months, broke up with me, married another guy, and divorced him when you learned he wasn't as rich as you thought. If you really need me to explain it any more than that, then yikes.
Come on, give me a break.
As for the breakup settlement, you'll be hearing from my lawyer in the next few days.
Are you really gonna sue me?
From this point on, anytime you want to contact me, you'll have to do it through my lawyer.
You can't do this to me, Isaac. You have to marry me. Please. Pretty please. I'll have nowhere to live without you.
The next day, Melissa came back to the apartment we used to share. I had already talked to a friend who let me stay at their place for a while, So fortunately, I avoided having to deal with her. I also contacted Melissa's parents. I told them everything that had happened in the lead up to our engagement being broken off, and they said they'd have her move back in with them to see if they can turn her life around. My lawyer went over to negotiate a settlement for her affair and breaking off our engagement, and as of now, we are officially broken up. She couldn't pay the settlement, of course, so her parents agreed to foot the bill and force her to work to pay them back. She's only ever worked at a part-time job before now, and since that wasn't going to be enough, she's now working 3 jobs in a desperate attempt to pay her parents back before their deadline. And by deadline, I mean if she doesn't pay it all back within 2 years, they'll kick her out of their house and disown her. As for Mike, he really was just too dumb to realize that Melissa was an engaged woman who mistook him for his brother. So I honestly feel kind of bad for him. Hopefully, he'll be able to hold down a job and turn his life around.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.